talk about Ebonyi State for a moment, shall we? The picture of the launch of the airport there, with poor children eating leftovers, has drawn public attention. And like any matter for public discourse, there are arguments for both sides. Some people ask, why build an airport for poor people who have to scamper to eat your leftovers? I thought hard about that and said, I don't travel by roads in Nigeria. Yes, I do have phobia. So I would not go to Ebonyi if it doesn't have at least a landing strip. So I would use the airport if I have business in Ebonyi, no matter how much it costs me. But then again, what's the commercial value of such a project if only a few politicians, businessmen, and the rich can afford to use it? You run the place with millions monthly. Will you make the money to sustain it? Some others argue that the project will provide jobs for the parents of some of these extremely poor children. True. Cleaners, baggage staff, artisans. Anyway, the jury is out. I was discussing with my grand auntie and mentioned how we build infrastructure here in communities where the citizens are so poor. It's the same citizens who ought to benefit from such projects that take out the bridge railings to manufacture cheap spoons for sale. She said same poor people won't do that abroad. I argued that any Nigerian that can travel abroad can't be called poor. Then she went, but there are poor people abroad, Jumoke. It was a light bulb moment for me. There are poor people in every country. It's the difference that the poor of other countries are taken care of, so they know they won't starve to death. Or the system just makes you realize that you'll be caught if you misbehave, and that's a deterrent for most. It is true that the same Nigerians who are unruly here fall in line and behave once they land in other countries. Well, the people who take drugs to countries like Saudi Arabia and Malaysia, where they know the penalty for such crime is death, what are they about? It's not poverty. Theirs has to be greed. Anyway, there are criminals everywhere. I mean, every human being has good and bad thoughts. There are reasons people choose to stay legal. The consequences of being caught is a major one. But when it's obvious the system is porous and corrupt, more people will attempt crime. And let's not talk about corruption in Nigeria. That's one tribe in which we're all united. International donor organizations have given up on trying to help Nigeria curb corruption. It's from top to bottom. Yet, the people in government didn't fall from heaven. They are not Sudanese. They are Nigerians who criticize every government, then get into power and behave worse than the ones they criticized. United in misbehavior, the system will quickly teach you that you are not Nigeria's savior. Better to join the bandwagon. May Nigeria not happen to you. Who will save Nigeria from Nigerians? You and I. We are the enablers of corruption. We only complain when we're not the ones benefiting. Remember how the APC were on every news media criticizing the Jonathan government in 2014? Just compare the last 8 years and you'll wonder what they were on about in 2014. What's calling kettles black? Also, Nigeria has dropped the culture of good family names to the culture of making money by any means. No one is going to save Nigeria but us. My advocacy today, therefore, is to decide what we as Nigerians want. By 2024, we should have another national conference, right? We will be 110 years then. We should decide the Nigerian goal. If it's not working as it seems not to be, let's scatter it all and stop wasting our time and other resources. I mean, just look at the embarrassment in Sudan. We evacuate citizens by bus after much public outcry, only for them to be stopped in the middle of the desert because of the transport fares. They get to Egypt and Ethiopia, and our African younger brothers behave distastefully to Nigerians. Oh, Nigeria, who bewitched you? Is this advocacy even advocating? Or I'm just wailing again? Who will save Nigeria by? Well, let's just continue to pray as we like to do here. A country very, very religious but not pious. You and I will succeed in 2020.